Okay.
Okay. And it's the Pacific Rim Pro Wrestling Podcast, the podcast that takes you from Seattle to Tokyo and all throughout history. It's Jim Valley in the Seattle area, and we go across the Pacific Ocean, the Pacific Rim, to Tokyo, Japan, where it is. What time is it over there right
11:30 at
now?
night
11:30.
on
So
Thursday night.
it's 7 a.m. on Thursday morning here, and it's our
Yeah.
friend, Japan's leading author, historian, and what's the other one? Author, historian, writer,
Journalist.
journalist. Thank you.
And
You're
it's,
still on practice.
or the college.
College professor,
I'm
all
not a
around
professor, it's a lecturer.
lecturer. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All around
Yeah.
good guy. Fumi Saito. How are you, my friend?
Oh, from Tokyo, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Hey,
Yeah, you just running the show, just kind of like a spittle moment,
yeah,
Yesterday, you emailed me and saying
right.
that it was the 30th anniversary from 1995 All Japan Women's Yokohama Arena show, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
and
And I remember,
Manami Toyota beat Aja Kong for WWWA Red Belt World Title for the first time. So
right.
then I was like, yeah? Yeah.
And I remember
There
you did the commentary on the show.
yeah.
You know many of the women who participated on the card, and I was like, well, this is a slam dunk for the show. And then,
The thing is, though, I did back then in all through 90s, I did so many shows. I did just about every major, the All Japan Women's show, did the
right.
commentary. And then to be honest, perfectly honest with you, I don't remember anything at all about what happened. I was there and I watched the whole show. And what I don't do is that I never go back to the product and watch myself again,
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, but now you said 30 years ago yesterday, right?
Yeah.
That the Yokohama Arena, that the Wrestle Queendom victory. You said it was 3. So I went back and did my own little homework. That when you talk about this All Japan Women's peak period, in popularity,
right.
I was there, but I didn't feel it. When you look back, yeah, they were popular then. One big show after another, just about every month, every other week, Korakuen sold out. Every other Sunday, Korakuen Hall sold out. Then you go to Budokan, then you go to Sumo Palace, you go to Yokohama, either, Bunka Gymnasium or Yokohama Arena, while they're running, the 300 shows a year, house shows.
Yeah.
And the original huge show in that peak period with inner promotional, I did my own homework.
Oh, there it is.
3 volumes that Yokohama Arena, that the All-Star game, All-Star card, that's where, the card ran so late till all the way up till 1 o'clock in the morning. Everybody missed the last train back to Tokyo and all that thing. It's like a legendary now. That was the Yokohama Arena show in 93. And there was Tokyo Dome, Tokyo Dome card in 94. 1, 2, 3, 4 volumes, like 8-hour shows,
Right.
And that was 94, 4 volume sets. Then the show you and I talked about yesterday, this was it, that the 1995 version of Yokohama Arena show. So 93.
9,000 fans. 9,000.
Yeah, Yokohama. Yeah.
30 years ago.
It wasn't quite sold out though, but now that the single card drawing 9,000, the women's company, 9,000 people in house show, not the house show, but it's a big, this extravaganza type. They don't even run extravaganza anymore. But that was the night legendary Manami Toyota beat Aja Kong for the first time to get the red belt, WWWA women's title. And I did, so I was like, I don't want to sound like an old person, but sometimes you forget what year and what title match was first and second and who beat what. But that night, Manami Toyota beat Aja Kong for the red belt world
Right.
women's wrestling world title championship thing,
Right.
and that year, the 3 months later, Aja Kong beat Toyota Manami and get the title back, and that summer, JWP's Dynamite Kansai beat Aja Kong, and that the red belt went to another company for the first time ever. Then December of '95, Manami Toyota again, this time beat Dynamite Kansai to get the red belt back home, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
And so it was a big year for Manami Toyota. Yeah.
No kidding.
And what hit me yesterday when you emailed me was that it was 30 years ago, 2 days ago.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So so
Yeah.
when if you were 25 listening to this, our podcast 30 years ago, they weren't even here,
Right.
and yeah, when you're 40, you're 10 years old, too young to even
Yeah.
know this or
Well, maybe.
know
I
anything
mean,
at all about women's wrestling.
I have a friend who has a theory, Howard Baum, and his theory is nothing is ever cooler than when you're 10 years old. So chances are there are 40-year-olds who remember this as the greatest wrestling ever.
Probably.
Yeah, and when you're 10.
And if you're 50 now, it's like
Right.
when you're 20.
Right. That's
When
still
you're
pretty
young.
cool.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
So
Also on the show, Bull
Yeah.
Nakano defended the WWF women's title.
women's title. That
People
was the night
automatically
at the Tokyo Dome
right.
the previous year, that November of '94, Bull Nakano beat Alundra Blaze, aka Medusa. I usually call Medusa.
Yeah.
She beat Medusa to be WWF champion at the Tokyo Dome and brought the title as a champion, went back to States again.
Right.
Then this March '94 Yokohama Arena card, she brought the WWF title back home one more time. Then defended her WWF title against Kyoko Inoue. Good match. Yeah. Then she brought the title back to States and they dropped the title back to Alundra Blaze. That was it. But she did come back to Japan to defend the WWF title in Japan one more time. So that was kind of cool thing. It really escaped me. That happened,
Yeah.
And a lot of things. The MMA fight, Hotta against Lioness Asuka, and one classic, the Sakie Hasegawa against Bison Kimura, both retired after that. But a lot of good. Wow.
Yeah.
All these people, the Akira Hokuto, the Mima Shimoda, the Etsuko Mita,
Yamada.
Yeah, Toshio Yamada. Yep.
Yeah. And Reggie Bennett was on the card.
Right. That triple threat match, that three-way dance thing was hard to understand for American audience because you have to win 2 consecutive matches to end the match. So they went into like a first fall, second fall, third fall, fourth fall, then fifth fall, then 2 consecutive win, then you win the match. That was Toshio Yamada's night. Yeah.
Yes.
It was interesting.
It should have been.
Yeah.
It should have been. Now so did you do commentary live or did you do it later?
I think we always did that live. When the match is over, oh, good, it's over.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I said you were there and you watch matches so carefully and you talk about it. Then when this thing's all said and done, I completely forgot about it.
Right.
Like I said, I don't. Some of these video packages never being opened.
Yeah, look, that show that you and I did for Stardom, the first American Dream in New York.
Yeah,
I've never watched it. I can't.
Me either.
I can't watch it.
I guess you always find something that is like, I sound horrible,
Right.
Oh,
right. I said something
that
stupid.
make you that much better, though. Next time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's going to be a next time, but yeah.
Well, you and I can always do something else.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. When you
No,
think
we're
about
putting together.
when you think about the show, where
Yeah.
do you put it in history?
I wanna say not just this particular 1995 March Yokohama, arena card, but
Right.
the whole peak, like a peak period of All Japan women's, therefore peak period of Japanese Joshi pro wrestling as a whole in this mid 90s,
Right. Yeah.
into 96 company, All Japan women, the Major League of Women's Wrestling start kind of falling apart, and Akira Hokuto quit, then Bo Nakano's gone, quit, retire. Rossi and her girls, the crew all left All Japan Women and created new group, new company, Arceon. And
Right.
the month after this Yokohama Arena card, Gaia Japan was formed. And the leader, the boss, and the trainer, and the star of the Gaia Japan was none other than Crush Girl Chigusa Nagayo. And what was so significant, like historically important hindsight, was that very opening show of Gaia Japan, March 95 at the Korakuen Hall. That was the night 15-year-old Meiko Satomura made her pro debut.
Wow.
Now the legend.
Right.
Yeah. Meiko Satomura, today's biggest women's wrestling superstar.
Yeah.
And she made her debut 30 years ago at the age of 15,
We were somewhere in Japan, like eating or something, and she walked in, and the whole place just buzzed. There were other wrestlers hanging out.
Oh, yeah?
Was it?
The Meiko Satomura?
Yeah, and she walked in, and everybody was like, yeah. I remember that. That was...
because she carried herself like
right,
really professional, of course professional, but like you could tell that, I mean, even if you weren't wrestling fans, you can tell that's famous somebody, isn't she? And she really carried herself like a champion.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of cliche, but you know what I'm saying? Very, very professional. Yeah. Soft spoken.
Right.
And very nice to everybody, but very focused, very professional. And also, what's interesting about Meiko Satomura for all these 30 years to this day, she talks about her match like legitimate sport. That the move she received today, it hurts here today, and I wanted to do this to win the match. And she really talks about wrestling match like you're a baseball player or any other sport. And what she's saying is nothing hokey or phony about it. Just like she talks about her wrestling like she means it. Oh, of course she means it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very interesting. She's like a really trained that way, but she really is, carrying herself like professional sport.
Right.
That she works like that in the ring. Don't you think?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that was 30 years ago at the age of 15. And this year she's retiring after 30 years. Yeah. So it was interesting that you reminded me that, what the year of 1995 was 30 years ago, exact 30 years ago, yesterday, in March 26th, 27th, that there was a big show at the Yokohama Arena. Yeah. You reminded me that, Other than that, I almost completely forgot about it, Bad, huh?
Well, no, you've seen a lot of wrestling, and you've been a part of a lot of wrestling. So
I have to look at my, myself. Very fortunate. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what else? Something mentioned the other day, I think on Facebook. I didn't know this, but Akira Hokuto and Kensuke Sasaki are grandparents. They're grandparents.
Yeah.
Wow.
The oldest son, Ken Nosuke, just had a baby.
Wow.
And his wife is a wrestler also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're right. Kensuke Sasaki and Akira Hokuto, the grandpa and grandma.
Yeah. He's power. He's like power grandpa.
Makes me feel old though,
Yeah,
But
yes.
they're like the super, Akira Hokuto and Kensuke Sasaki. It's an interesting, superstar couple, right?
Right.
And celebrity couple that's there
Yeah.
on TV all the time. That the
Yeah.
cooking show, the game show, the travel show,
Sure.
all these interesting shows. But they're so interesting because second day they met, they were engaged,
Right. I guess when it
and
works, it
they've
works.
been married ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess when it works, it works. I guess you just know. So that's great.
Interesting, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
because two famous wrestlers, two famous superstars. How
Yeah.
long are they gonna last? Kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but for them, they've been together forever. And of all places, they've met during the North Korean tour,
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. That's like Antonio Inoki magic, right?
I guess so.
Yeah, because other than that, Antonio Inoki's in New Japan never had women's wrestler on their card.
Right.
Besides that one, And Akira Hokuto, Bo Nakano, Manami Toyota, and Mariko Yoshida. Only 4 wrestlers went to North Korea.
Yeah.
And what was interesting was that most of the New Japan wrestlers have never seen All Japan Women's Wrestling. See, major company wrestlers don't really watch or follow other companies' wrestlers that much, huh?
Well, you're on the road too, so it's hard to follow.
Yeah. But when you're in major league, so focused on your surrounding,
Yeah.
Probably don't have time to watch other people's other wrestling,
Exactly.
So they were like so impressed by Bo Nakano's work and
Sure.
Akira Hokuto's work, like eye opening, right?
Well,
Then Kensuke Sasaki didn't even know Akira Hokuto until then.
Wow.
Yeah. But I guess they hit it off, and the second day they were engaged.
Well, I guess one good thing happened from the North Korea show. I guess.
From North Korean tour.
Yeah.
lot of scary story came out of it.
Okay.
But yes. Yeah. Muhammad Ali was on tour.
Yeah. I guess that was kind of the big thing for everybody who went, was they got to meet Muhammad Ali and get pictures and stuff.
Yeah, they flew in and came back on the same flight. And Muhammad Ali showing like a card trick to wrestlers.
Yes, yeah, it is his magic gimmick. Yeah. It's sort of like, my wife just got off the 1980s cruise where there's a lot of 80s bands, and when you're packaged, like rock bands will go out on tour with other rock bands, and like new wave groups will do a package tour with other new wave groups. But someone like Sebastian Bach, a rock singer who was in Skid Row, was loving to see Debbie Gibson in concert because he never sees her, because you're not going to see Sebastian Bach and Debbie Gibson on the same tour. So it's kind of the same idea with All Japan Women and all the men from
New Japan wrestlers and WWE wrestlers.
Right.
Yeah, and then Road Warrior Hawk wanted to make a tag team with Bo Nakano.
Yeah.
That
would have been great.
Tag team. Yeah. Oh, same face paint, all these things. Yeah, so they were playing with the idea. That was 30 years ago. Oh my gosh.
If Hawk was still with us and that happened in today's climate, you could do it. But back then,
I think so.
It would have been a little harder.
Yeah, but could have done it in Japan.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And also, today's US, fans or the ones who've been watching Dark Side or something, don't really think of Road Warrior Hawk and his time with New Japan as Hellraisers, and with his superstar rub, and made, elevated and made Kensuke Sasaki into complete another level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, Kensuke Sasaki and Hiroshi Hase, a star tag team, but by doing this, Road Warrior Hawk and Kensuke Sasaki being Power Warrior and just all this perfect Road Warrior costume and working full time in Japan, it's like that was like they had a very good 3-year run. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
talking about the 3 year run, a lot of good things, like a peak period or peak of somebody's popularity.
Right.
It's like the working formula is about 3 years, huh? You
To
know what
be
I'm
on
saying?
top for a run.
Yeah, yeah. Like Road Warrior Hug, not just the Rock, Dwayne Johnson's
Right.
WWE run, total of 7 years, but
Right.
actual core peak,
Right.
it was about 3 years.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Yeah.
as big as he was, but he was injured a lot of times and took a year off here and there,
Right.
But this core peak period is about 3 years.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this Old Japan Women earlier, 93, 94, 95. It was like a really core peak period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, wow. But 3 years when you grow up, not that long, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But high school in 3 years or freshman in college into senior in college is 3 years ago. It's like your whole life, right? But
Yeah.
when you look back in wrestling, yeah, right. If you're young, that 3 year was so much like a thick core. A lot of things happened, this rich years. But when you look back and see, this is a lot of good things that like in 3 year blocks. I
Yeah.
realize. Yeah, yeah.
And you kind of live off those 3 years. I mean, you could say Hogan's run was a little bit longer. Maybe
Yeah, but the WrestleMania 1
39.
through 3 and 3
Yeah.
to 6. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can chop up into 3 year here
Yeah.
and there.
I
Yeah,
hear
because
you.
WrestleMania 1, Mr. T into WrestleMania 3 under the giant Pontiac Silverdome. Then
Right.
4, 5, 3, Macho Man, and losing to
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Then he was gone for a while. Then
Right.
come back and teased first retirement drama and all
Right.
these things, Then
Yeah.
by then, Sid Vicious, the new star Undertaker came in, and
Right.
Ric Flair came in, and
Right.
this is a perfect time to talk about WrestleMania because it's
Yeah.
WrestleMania 41 this year.
Yeah.
And like it or not, we've watched all 40 years of it.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you think about it,
And
it's
yeah,
WrestleMania 41, but it's 40 years of
yeah,
WrestleMania.
you got 85 first. You
Yeah,
count first.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And last 5-6 years, then it's like a 2 days WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So it's like almost like a double, like a content. You have to watch 2 shows, kind of
Yeah.
like New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom and January 4th and January 5th. That you have
Yeah.
to watch 2 days.
Right.
And then this is the same way, and Las Vegas, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And for a little bit, okay, much younger fans than you and I, but
Right.
the WrestleMania, the Undertaker streak was kind of a long time ago for us, but that block was really long, and people asked me recently what was the best Mania match. A lot of people, today's fans, say the first Shawn Michael Undertaker match. Oh no, second Shawn Michael Undertaker was better. Actually, the following year, Triple H Undertaker was really, really good. It was though.
Yeah.
Then, as a matter of fact, CM Punk Undertaker had single match there too.
Right.
And then you remember Bray Wyatt and Undertaker had a single match. Oh my gosh. Then Brock Lesnar thing was after that. It's like, it's already 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And today's, what will be the main event? John Cena and Cody Rhodes, of course.
Well, I mean, I think it's the main event. I mean, does it go on?
The 2 nights, though.
You know, Cody lost that first time in the last match. So theoretically, that could be it's probably the main event. Yeah. Even though Cody.
2 nights.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and the other one.
Jey Uso and Gunther.
That should be second from top. The Rock. Okay. John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Dwayne Johnson, Rock would be involved, right?
In theory, yeah.
Yeah. What would be another main event then?
I would say Jay and Gunther, or Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton.
Okay. So the women's match should be one night. What's
Possibly.
another important men's match?
I think Gunther and Jey Uso, or
Yeah,
the three-way Roman Reigns, Seth
there you go.
Rollins, CM Punk.
That they are making into the second night, for second night main event or something. Probably above Charlotte match though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you could any of those matches in theory could do it. The thing is
Right,
that
Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk.
right,
Those three are the actual three top superstar with or without belt.
right. I have a feeling that's going to be a first night match, and the result of that match is going to play into night 2.
The second night?
That's my theory.
Probably.
That's
Yeah.
my theory.
Yeah. Or, sometimes Seth Rollins, people like Seth Rollins or Brock Lesnar for that matter, they come out in the first match
Right.
to surprise you,
Like John Cena did when he lost to what's his name? A-Town Down. What's his face? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry. We're getting older. Yeah, but the WrestleMania season, definitely,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to come this year too, but not this year.
Not this year.
Yeah, because school year starts. The
Right.
Japanese school year, as a record,
Right.
we start school year in April instead of September.
Right.
Going back to school, it's cherry blossom season, or it's right now, but
Right.
everything starts in April, and then my school starts in 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
I was watching, a lot of YouTube vloggers because of the strength of the yen. They're going to Japan right now. Lots of visitors. Yeah, I know.
The dollar is so strong right now.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So a lot of them are going, and it made me think of you because these people are making all these mistakes and they're doing things wrong. And I was thinking about how lucky I was to have you.
Like what? What are they doing?
Right, because you kept me from screwing things up, which was very nice. So thank you, keeping me being less of an idiot. So I appreciate that.
What are they doing? What mistakes are they making?
Just they don't, they're going to the wrong restaurants. They're taking the wrong trains. They're using,
sometimes they message you. What's a good restaurant to go to? This is a place with 12 million people and 10,000 restaurants and bars, and well, what's a good place to go to? There are so many,
different protocols you taught me, and different, the right words to say in certain situations and things. Thank you. I'm very grateful. You kept me from looking like too big of an idiot.
There's so many of them here.
Yeah. What do you think about John Cena turning heel?
I'm looking at it from almost. I'm not saying I'm better and above, but kind of like you see the picture from almost like above. I'm not saying I'm above.
Right.
But
you're seeing it like, more from a distance. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people think that's the biggest thing in wrestling history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course, John Cena's been the biggest babyface for the last 25 years, at least 20 years.
Right.
And the main guy who could never turn.
Right.
And also Make-A-Wish Foundation or WWE's international ambassador, they're going to visiting places and in real life babyface. You know what I'm saying? Children's Hospital or the troops overseas or good deed, that with this storyline, the real deal has to be kind of sacrifice,
Yeah.
So that was risky in a way. And of course, I'm pretty sure, just like if you remember Hulk Hogan against The Rock, which, NWO Hulk Hogan going up against Rock, but at the end of the night, people turned Hulk Hogan into back to your old Hulk Hogan, and you got out of the ring, babyface.
Right.
And that can be done too. And
Oh yeah.
traditionally, American audience don't enjoy babyface against babyface matchup.
Right.
Doesn't create storyline. So somebody had to turn, and it had to be John Cena this time. And it was shocking matter, of course, but it was so well produced, that the camera angles and all these things, John Cena hugging Cody Rhodes, and this mega focus right into the camera, focusing right into John Cena's face. Then his face turns heel right onto camera. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And The Rock, the last boss, giving signal, turn. Then beating start. But older fans, I'm not saying that today's fan thinking that the John Cena's heel turn is the biggest thing ever in wrestling history. If they feel that way, they're right about that. That's how they feel. But
Right.
older fans will always have to remember when Hulk Hogan turned heel,
Right.
and joined Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, The Outsider, that the Bash at the Beach, and these people really start throwing things into the ring, and that felt like the biggest thing ever then.
Right. Well, as far hang on a second.
Yeah. At the time, it was huge.
And well, I mean, when you look at business metrics, it was huge. And same thing with Andre the Giant or Randy Savage. And it's like
Well, Hulk Hogan's turn was huge.
Right.
Much bigger. Yeah.
We haven't really seen that with John Cena. I mean, it's entertaining and it's, people are compelled. But as far as adding to business, I'm not sure it's added that much to business. Because one, business has already been great. And two, I don't know that it has. But I mean, doesn't mean it's not entertaining. Doesn't mean
the name WrestleMania itself will sell out the stadium.
But that's the thing, is it hasn't sold out yet, I guess. I think a lot of the tickets are too expensive. I think that's
it's expensive now. Yeah. Right. WrestleMania.
Yeah. And I think that's the issue.
People are talking about John Cena turn a lot. You know what I'm saying?
It's got some talk, and it's gone viral in that sense.
Yeah. And also, he and the company, of course, made people believe that the John Cena wouldn't turn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He really is the biggest babyface of the last 2 decades.
Right.
And so that it was a shocking matter, because a lot of people start talking. Oh, he'll come in the ring with shaved up head. He didn't.
Right.
And no, he's gonna grow a beard.
Right.
John Cena's back of the head. He's losing hair, so he should shave. And all these things. No, he's gonna come in with different costume. No, he's gonna have T-shirt and this denim and everything, but it's all black. People have been talking about crazy stuff.
You'll have a new theme song or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But at the end of the night, people will probably turn him back after WrestleMania.
Yeah. At some point, he will. I think.
And also, this is his retiring year. He'll go out of the.
He'll go out of life. Of course.
That's like beloved again.
Yes.
But this thing was really well done. Because another thing is, Rock needs to be heel.
Right.
And also it's kind of reviving that, Vince McMahon 97, 98, 99, 2000, that if this was, storyline boss, not that great. But now that this, real executive and the part owner and stockholder of TKO and the parent company, he really is executive of this company. Therefore, even in the storyline, it's making believable heel.
Right.
Just like Vince McMahon wasn't acting that's him. So people can believe the Rock you're watching on TV, he's really like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rock
And
is
what was interesting was that when Vince McMahon started, working in the ring, not much as a wrestler, but as a wrestler having matches, Vince McMahon was 53 years old then. Now Rock is 53.
yeah.
So that's kind of like a history repeating itself. It's just like strong business. It's good.
Right.
Yeah. We're 30 years older.
Right.
Yeah.
Stardom. Speaking of women's wrestling, before we got sidetracked
Sure.
on WrestleMania, they announced that Mina Shirakawa looks like she's leaving. She's gonna be signing with AEW. Which,
Yeah, they already announced it as if it's
yeah.
done deal here in
Right.
Japan.
Yeah.
Yesterday they had a press conference and YouTube live press conference.
Yeah.
I don't know if the real press was there or not because it's YouTube programming, So
Yeah.
people come and watch press
Yeah.
conference on YouTube,
Right.
well promoted,
Right.
And yeah, she is resigning,
Right.
in the middle of contract with Stardom, but the Stardom, signed it's okay that you leave, no compete clause, nothing. Do what you have to do. Go to America. She's relocating to America,
Wow.
and she's gonna pursue that. She wants to be a big star. Yeah.
Right. Well, and I also think that her act probably works better in
America.
but also in an integrated setting where there's men and women. And with Stardom, there are a lot of pretty girls, and I think it's easier
It's
for her
all
to
girl
stand,
promotion.
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's easier for her to stand out.
Audience is always male, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Audience was always male with Stardom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, leaving the puck.
Yeah.
Should be much more special individual.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
What do you think about Rossi coming out the other day, a little critical of some of his talent in Marigold? Seems like it's kind of a tougher go with Stardom and competing against sort of himself almost because he started the Stardom product.
Compete with what he has built
Right.
and left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of challenging.
Oh, okay. And also that came out like the thing he mentioned on X Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had creative meeting with all the talent,
Mm-hmm.
But Rossi probably felt that each and every individual wrestlers, the what's your goal, what you want to do, right?
Right.
And the things the wrestler was telling Rossi was that Rossi felt their goal is like only this high. Set your goal higher, kind of thing, Yeah, because they don't realize that when you're much younger, it's like you can do anything with wrestling, and unbelievable thing can happen with what you're doing. That like what they think is pretty concrete. I want to do this. I want to have a match like this, and it's like just drop all the common sense almost.
Right.
When you become star in professional wrestling, actually, like invisible door opens, sort of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they are not looking at larger than life picture in themselves yet.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what Rossi was really, because he's seen it all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And these wrestlers are in 20s.
Right.
No,
I mean they could be looking at, Julia going to WWE, or Io Sky being the women's champion, or Mariah May.
The Kairi Sane is very special too.
Right.
Great shape. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and she looks like star.
Mina Shirakawa going to AEW, or what do you think of it? Have you had a chance? I know it's harder for you to see AEW in Japan. Have you seen Megan Bain yet in AEW? Oh, I think she's doing great. She looks Fantastic.
Oh, I've seen her. I've seen just her clips.
Yeah.
Yeah. The entrance and all these things, and
Yeah.
But she, for me, the Shirakawa is like the entrance and the music going in.
Right.
She still have to make me fan
Right.
after the ring, the match starts.
Sure.
Because after all, this is wrestling. Good entrance, music, and dancing, and the butt swinging, all these things, sexy, and it's like for American audience, the way she looks is really like almost like ethnically ambiguous look. Is she Japanese? Is she Asian? Is she half African? Or I mean, she has this almost like hip hop look, right?
Right.
And dancer look in a way, and that look is almost deceiving for me. I mean, once you get in the ring, you gotta have good match, to convince real wrestling fans. I'm an old school, yeah.
Right. Well, she wouldn't be the only person who is a lot entrance, a little more sizzle than steak. But yeah, I see your point. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
But then again, when you see a good programming and the right opponent or somebody who you can click or actually better each other,
right.
You have right opponent, right programming, right storyline, and then atmosphere only helps. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not saying she wouldn't be, but she probably have a chance, pretty good chance. And also from today's Stardom roster, she was just about the only one. It's like, I'm gonna leave here. You know what I'm saying? And be all by herself and leave. And she does not necessarily speak perfect English at this point either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a pretty gutsy thing she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see what.
So we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hey, somebody.
I know you're a Shirakawa fan, so
I think she's very. She's figured out. She's figured out how to sort of break that language barrier. I think she's still learning English, but I think she's gonna.
But she's been taking an extensive English course last 2 years, secretly. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
then she was trying to do the English interview last time she was in States. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So that's good.
And also, she graduated from Aoyama University. It's a real small college.
Really?
Yeah, she's a college graduate. Yeah.
I believe it. I can. Yeah. She doesn't. She strikes me as pretty smart.
Yeah, really ambitious.
Ambitious, very calculated. Yeah. I mean, that whole thing that she's doing. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I think so.
She's aware. Anyway, somebody had a question. BJ.
Yes.
Your question in the chat.
Hey guys. Yes.
Yeah. Goes, wish I could stay and watch. You'll get this later on the podcast. But do you think the Japanese people accept the destruction and rebuilding of Shota Umino, or Umino Shota, since he's accepted his failings and tried to win them back?
Of course. He, in my opinion, Umino Shota is your next New Japan superstar. And also, this is really like a short thing that when you look back, you'll be watching 10 years of Umino Shota drama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my impression too. Yeah. I would agree with that.
You would be, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well, my choice of next generation superstar. A lot of talented guys,
Yeah.
Like New Japan roster, all great athletes. And all of them pretty good looking guys too, Yeah. None of them fat. None of them is like clunky. It's like all good athlete, good looking guys. So you have like a half dozen Tanahashi in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uemura, Yota Tsuji, they're all good, Yeah. But I think Shota Umino kind of has that extra factor. Yeah.
One of the things I'm kind of surprised that attendance has been a little light lately, because it seemed like around the beginning of the year, things were kind of heating up. And it's kind of surprising things are dipping a little bit, but they'll probably come back again at some point.
Yeah, it's kind of like like WWE down period almost.
Yeah.
New Japan, the major league of Japanese wrestling industry.
Right.
New Japan is just about the only company that has like a fiscal calendar year. January, Tokyo Dome, then New Year Dash, and you have Japan Cup singles tournament. You have Lucha Libre Tour, Junior Heavyweight Tournament, another Sumo Palace show, another Sumo Palace show. Then you have G1 Climax, and then another Fall and Sumo Palace show, and go around the horn, and you be talking about next January's the tag team tournament, of course. Then you'd be talking about next January's Tokyo Dome show. It's like that's why there are a lot of wrestling fans. I call it like much like WWE Universe, New Japan World. There's a good, number of wrestling fans that only follow New Japan because there's like 50 guys on the roster with 10 different factions that you couldn't even follow everyone, in the 2 different TV shows, the network TV show, the satellite TV show, and also there's your streaming service, and also now that they're on Abema for like a special occasion, special match, and streaming service, the cable, the satellite channel, the network channel, then their own streaming New Japan World Service, and there's a lot to watch always. And maybe you might be, kind of feeling that the Hiroki Goto to be champion is like a bit too late, but let him, carry the ball, how far he can, run. Because think about it. This is the only chance, possibly, Hiroki Goto will be IWA champion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So
it's a sweet story.
45-year-old late bloomer, always with New Japan fans, always with New Japan roster, and another person who never turned, Hiroki Goto, for the past 20-some years, always babyface. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he brings his young children into the ring. Daddy's going to win, kind of thing. It's kind of hokey, but I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And proving the fact that he, like a big surprise, he beat Zack Sabre Jr., right? Then the first title defense, Tanahashi, Mr. New Japan. Oh, is Tanahashi going to have, beat Hiroki Goto and hold the IWGP Heavyweight title until his next January retirement? And half the people thought Tanahashi was going to get the belt. Then Goto beat Tanahashi clean 1, 2, 3. Then another former IWGP champion, Yuji Nagata, comes in, and this is going to be my last chance too. Let me have a title match. Older guy, but it's a good wrestling match. And for the first time, that second title defense, Hiroki Goto beat Nagata clean.
Yeah,
this is my time. I think it's like kind of conservative, but the storyline is pretty good in wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I like him as a champion.
I do too. No, I did too. And I wasn't the biggest Goto fan. I mean, I liked him fine, but this has been a great story. I'm on board.
Edge or somebody becoming a champion, right?
I'm on board. Yeah. Well, just being champion, but
yeah.
But we've talked a lot in the past, over the years here doing the show, about all the shows and all the companies that run in Tokyo. Yeah. And I have a friend of mine who's a very casual fan, very, very casual. And I think he was in Tokyo to see baseball, see the Giants.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And he happened to go to, he texted me some pictures, the Westgate, up there, get on camera.
Nishiguchi Pro Wrestling. Yeah.
Yes, the Westgate Wrestling Federation. Yeah. And he sent me a text with, there it is, this picture.
Was animal in this stuff there?
Because Giant Panda rules. And there's the Giant Panda.
Yeah, it's like a Shinjuku face. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to call that a wrestling group,
Right.
And they're the actual comedian, professional comedian who does the group of comedian that does wrestling theme comedies,
Right.
And they're half comedy fans, half wrestling fans, and that the Westgate Wrestling had the Koriki Choshu, that the little Ricky Choshu in there with
Well,
hair and all these things, with
sure.
clothesline, Scorpion Deathlock, anything. If you know regular or the real Ricky Choshu routine, it'd be a lot more funnier.
Sure.
But yeah, they have a lot of the giant Baba wannabe thing and a lot of things, and the name's pretty funny too.
Oh, wow.
And there's actually more than one comedy wrestling group like that.
I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But besides the comedy group, there are over 100 wrestling companies running
right.
in Japan, and it's mostly in Tokyo. There are 10 women's wrestling company right now, and just about every weekend, like Saturdays and Sunday, you got 3, 4, 5 different places you can actually go to in wrestling,
Wow.
and every other week there's like a big show. And like I said, if you're a New Japan fan, you only watch New Japan.
Right.
If you're a little bit more traditional fan, April is the Champion Carnival season.
Right.
The All Japan Pro Wrestling. It's not Jan Baba's All Japan Pro Wrestling, but they still have Triple Crown belts. They still run Champion Carnival, and it's the traditional that goes over 50 years. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a Big Japan fan, you go watch Big Japan. If you are a more professional, the Pro Wrestling North fan, that Ozawa era, yes. And Pro Wrestling North is more shifted into the live streaming with, the Cyber Agent and Wrestle Universe, that not on traditional TV, but you watch wrestling with your smartphone device, and it's different era. Yeah, different superstar. Yeah. So, and women's wrestling, there's a lot of different company here.
Yeah. A lot of times people will ask me,
4 or 5 shows a week at the Korakuen.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I go, just go. You'll find.
Just go.
Just go.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a great time. Well, like for example, when our friend Scott Fishman, the journalist from Orlando, came over to see you last year, and you guys went to, what's the guy's name? Shoot.
Ikemenjiro?
Yes, yeah.
Ikemen Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah. And it's like
same place. Yeah. Then I bought the ticket from him, so they gave me second row. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, just go. Don't worry about if you know it or not.
But he was so shocked. He's seen, is that the Kaz Hayashi from WCW? Yeah, that's the same. Is that the same that the Masaru Tanaka from ECW? That's the same Masaru Tanaka. Then comes Minoru Suzuki. Is that the real Minoru Suzuki on this little place? Yes, that's the real Minoru Suzuki.
Right.
And the Baramon, that the evil twin brothers, walked right up to us and dumped water right on us. I'm sure this Scott Fishman had a real great time.
He did. He had a great time. And even though he wasn't aware exactly of, what he was going to see. And that's what I tell people. Just go and find something, and you're probably going to have a great time.
Yeah. And also, that's the beauty of professional wrestling.
Right.
There is no language barrier.
Right.
When you watch wrestling, you fully understand what's happening,
Right.
And then, it's nothing like it. It's just like, now that we have so much mic and drama and storyline, and it's like the storyline, has to be done with mic work. But in Japan, still, a lot of things are done right in that very ring.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Storyline kind of, subtle,
right.
But you can tell what's happening by watching matches.
Yeah, same thing. You go to Arena Mexico, CMLL.
Yeah, right. You don't speak Spanish, but you could tell what's happening. Yeah.
You don't need to.
Yeah. So, and also, like, when you go to independent shows, like 4,000, 5,000 yen, what's the $30 now?
Right.
Not much.
No.
Yeah.
Not for a long rest.
And it's amazing, when you go to Japan, you can have dinner with 1,000 yen. What's that? $7?
Right.
yen's so weak. It's not even funny for me, But
I know,
that's the way things are when you walk out of my house.
right?
Just walk about a block from here, all tourists,
Right.
all English speaking tourists. Oh, not just English speaking, but from all over the world. Oh
Right.
my gosh.
Because you're in Harajuku, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That too.
Right.
But right now is a perfect season to visit. It's a cherry blossom.
Yeah.
Cherry blossoms is so special in Japan. It
Right.
only come out 2 weeks out of the year. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Right now, the entire city is pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. Well, I'll get back there one of these days real soon.
Yeah,
That's
please. Well, I'm
but
glad you got a hold of me yesterday. Started
yeah.
talking about 1995 All Japan Women's Yokohama Arena show. What was it about, right?
Right.
Then I went back and said,
It's like, oh yeah, you
I
were
should
there.
say, that night. I
Yeah.
still don't remember much, but
For those
yeah.
for those listening on the podcast, he's holding up the DVDs or the VHSs that he still has wrapped in
The
cellophane.
VHS tape.
Yes, there it
I
is.
still have VCR
Yeah.
that works. But
You know,
yeah,
these
but
things,
Manami Toyota is another person that you should, the serious wrestling fans should go out of their way
right,
to find matches at YouTube or somewhere that,
right,
that the Hall of Fame speech Lita made.
right.
I've never met her, but my favorite wrestler was Manami Toyota.
Yeah.
Or Trish Stratus. A lot of people actually talk about Manami Toyota.
Right.
And having no language barrier, we just talked about. Manami Toyota has no language barrier. You watch her.
Yeah.
I still think she's one of the all-time,
Yeah.
one of the greatest wrestler ever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I understand why there's so much mic work in WWE and thus, North America or, English speaking wrestling, let's call it. But it's like you're talking about the indie shows. It's like when I go to indie shows, it's like I don't want to see them imitating Monday Night Raw. I want to see them, being themselves. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just
Wrestling match.
right.
Love
And
wrestling. Yeah.
that's one of the things I like about wrestling is that it's populist entertainment. That anybody can go and watch it and get pulled in and enjoy it. And it does, and again, I understand why, but it bugs me to a degree that tickets these days for wrestling, aren't priced for the working man,
Yeah.
just, and again, I understand why, but I was just like, wrestling should always be that populist entertainment that's accessible for everybody. But that's
And also, first timer, not
yes,
even a wrestling fan, can
right,
go in there and become a fan that day.
right,
Yeah.
right. Did you see the clip of the little kid with Chris Jericho? I need to send it to
Yeah,
you.
you're old. Yeah.
Did you see it? The kid, he was all jacked, and Jericho's
Right
like
here.
on the gas.
Well, Chris Jericho's in great shape for his age.
Right.
You
But it's
know,
just so funny.
kind of like Ric Flair, is already in that age group
Right.
that the people start hating Ric Flair because he was old or something.
Right. Yeah.
Chris Jericho being the 54 or something,
Right.
that he has six pack. Yeah, so
It's just funny. It's just
yeah,
funny.
for little kids,
Right.
he must thought Jericho's old, huh?
Yeah, he is. But I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
but it's just he's hooked. The kid is hooked, and Jericho has the knowledge and the experience to be able, like to tease the kid without making him feel bad or calling him a name, but just know what to do to kind of gently push back on the kid, but still kind of play with him in an appropriate
course.
manner. Always great.
And even without going through rehearsal or with that
Yeah.
kid, it's
Right.
just spontaneous. But
Right.
Chris Jericho does not panic.
Right. Jericho knows what to do. And
Yeah.
just, that's one of the things I do like today is that a lot of the stars after an event, Cody or whomever will spend time taking selfies, shaking hands, signing autographs at the end of the night. And you need that kind of interaction with young fans, I feel like. So I do like I do like that.
Something extra.
Yeah.
And also, like even WWE superstar, or especially WWE superstar, then
Right.
they let's like tell people we're off the camera. I'm not in character.
Right.
And I can be your friends, kind of thing. It's
Right.
like a good touch, right?
Right.
Yeah, nice.
Exactly. And yeah, I did I heard some stories about some people who were not the nicest at a hotel recently, but that
but
it's a rough night. Sometimes it's a rough night, and you need to be left alone. But by and large,
also the arena is fine, but when you got out of the building,
right,
go to the hotel or go to a restaurant, you gotta eat.
they're
Or
off
the next morning when you go to the airport,
right.
You know,
the airport is, you shouldn't harass them at the airport.
yeah,
You shouldn't bring, 30 autographs that you're obviously going to sell. If it's one, that's fine. But if it's 30
but
30 fun
people just gather up at the baggage claim or something. It's
that's garbage.
You see the clip was like a Rhea Ripley, poor girl.
Yeah, they should. That's fair to say no. If it's a little kid or a dad or mom for one kid, that's fine. But yeah, if you're
happen to be sitting in a hotel, sitting in a restaurant next table.
Right. If you're pick your spot. Pick your spot.
Just a chance, yeah.
Yeah, be nice. But anyway, all right, man.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad we cranked this out.
We rambled for what?
An hour.
Over an hour.
Yeah, we did good. It was good.
Okay.
All right, how can people get in touch with you on social?
Fumi Saito on Facebook. I realize Facebook is not nearly as popular anymore, huh?
Yeah, things go through.
I was told that's for older people.
Right. I keep in contact with my friends pretty much on Facebook.
Friends I went to high school with and stuff.
Yeah. I don't really talk much wrestling on Facebook.
No.
So I'm not. You probably don't want to add me on Facebook.
On Instagram, Fumi Saito 2001, no space.
Okay.
And I still was Twitter, but that's another subject for another day.
Sure.
It's Fumihiko Dayo, Fumihiko Dayo, Fumihiko Dayo on Twitter.
Perfect.
And also, I'm on Thread. I'm on the Blue Sky.
You're on Blue. It's like Fumi Saito on bsky.social, something like that.
Yeah.
All right, and you can find me. I do most of my wrestling talk on Blue Sky, so you can find me at jimvalley.bsky. It's right there. There it is. .bsky.social.
Right? You should make me one.
I think you have to do it.
I guess.
I think you have to do it. Otherwise, I would. Anyway, you can do that. Follow me there. I'm on Instagram at Jim_Valley on Instagram, so you can find me there. So until next
time. Soon.
Yeah, we will. We've done 2 soon, so that's good. Until next time.
So long from Tokyo.
Perfect. There we go.
Okay.
Nicely done.
About an hour?
Yeah. About an hour.